So, Japan. It's a place I've always dreamed of going to. And last year, I had the wonderful opportunity to actually go to this country. And it was a trip of a lifetime. I mean, the things I saw, the places I went, the things I experienced, it was beautiful. It was amazing, like nothing I had ever seen before. But something caught my attention. Something more than just the scenes, something more than just the sights, the architecture, the landscape. It was the people. And I remember being in Osaka. You know, I was on this AYC trip, and I think there were about 50 of us. And then we went up to this tall tower to have an overlook of the city. And it was nighttime. And I remember, you know, you could see on top of the entire city. It looked like stars in the sky at nighttime with how many lights there were. And just thinking about how many lights I could see. If that was just one soul. And it's highly likely that multiple lights where multiple people were staying, but it was uncountable, innumerable. And I began to feel overwhelmed. I remember looking up in the sky, feeling the cold breeze upon my face and thinking, God, how do you reach somewhere like this? How do you tell all these people about the gospel? And I felt very small, very unqualified. But then he reminded me, and he said, Braden, you don't have to be the best. Braden, you don't have to be the most intelligent, the strongest. He said, all you have to be is willing, and all you have to do is go. And something that seems impossible, like reaching these millions of people, he said, I can do anything as long as you're willing. And I remember in that moment feeling a comfort and a peace. And I almost started crying. I could feel the tears starting to build up in my eyes, just looking around the city. I remember being in the subway station, looking around at all these millions of people passing me by. Every direction I looked, they were people. And looking in their eyes, seeing something missing. Something that I knew that I had at one point. Because I knew what that emptiness felt like. I knew what that void felt like in my life. And the only thing that filled that void within me was Jesus Christ. And so these people searching their entire lives, they don't know the answer, but I have it. And I'm right there. But I'm thinking, how do I reach these people? And again, I was reminded, you just have to be willing. You just have to go. In Matthew 28:19, Christ is leaving the earth after he has resurrected on the cross, and he explains to his disciples, he says, I'm going to be with my Father now. And he says, but I'm going to leave you with a power. He says, wait in Jerusalem. And he said, but this power is going to give you power to do something. And he says, here's a commandment, here's a commission, the great commission that we were given. And he says, go into all the world, preaching, baptizing them. He said, Mark 16:15, great commission again. God said to baptize people, every nation, every tongue, everybody. That's Japan, that's the United States, that's Korea, that's Africa, all the countries in Africa, that's everywhere in the entire world. We're supposed to reach people. And this wasn't just a call for missionaries. This wasn't just a call for the 12 apostles, the 12 disciples. This wasn't just a call for Paul, but this was a call for me. This was a call for you. We're all called to reach somebody. And so you may ask yourself, how do I fulfill this great commission? And a way to do that is by giving. Giving of your time, giving of your prayers, giving of your finances to further the gospel in this world, to further preaching Jesus Christ his death, burial, and resurrection to spreading peace, to spreading his love across the world to people who have never heard it before, to those who have maybe been hurt, maybe been cast aside by a society. And we are called to reach these people. And that looks like giving to missions. That looks like getting on your knees and praying for a nation. That looks like going to a missions service. That looks like going on an AYC trip, going on an A.I.M trip. There's so many different ways we can fulfill the Great Commission. You can do it in the country next to you, you can do it across the world, and you can do it in your very own neighborhood. Everywhere we are called to go. And for me, the way I'm going is I'm going to Japan. Once again, I'm going to Japan. Because at the age of 14, God called me. At the age to when everything is changing, I don't even know my own thoughts at this moment. But I knew God had called me. I was at a conference and I saw a vision in prayer, and God showed me the nation of Japan. And he began to show me all of Asia and so many more things in prayer. And I knew at that moment that I was called to missions. I knew in that moment that I was called to reach people in the global harvest. And ever since then, I've been working on studying the culture and the language. And finally, I had the opportunity to go to Japan once again. And this time I'll be there for 3 months. And I'm beyond ecstatic. I am so excited for this opportunity, but I cannot do it alone. I need your help. I need your support. Whether you're giving of finances or whether you're giving of prayers, encouragement, anything helps. If it's $1, thank you, Jesus. Thank you for giving that. If it's $10, $50, thank you. And if you don't have monetary means to give, I greatly appreciate your prayers, because I need your prayers. I need your encouragement. Japan needs your prayers. Missionaries, the global harvest, this world needs your prayers. And so I'm calling on you, the church. I'm calling on people who believe in a God that can change the world, to people who have been changed by Christ themselves and they want to see other lives changed. I'm calling on you to give, to support the mission in Japan, to help me reach people in Japan, to move this gospel, to move people towards Christ. Thank you, and God bless.